Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How's everybody doing this Saturday? Saturday does not have to be Fatterday. I hadn't said that in a while. How y'all doing? Before we get started with this We Fixed It, any questions, anything that you've been wondering about, need some help with personalization, what can we do? Let's see. Angela, you can send your recipe to Lisa this morning. She may have time to get it on there. If she hasn't, I'll pull up the PowerPoint. We've only got a couple of recipes to modify. I don't know if yours is on there yet. I haven't even pulled it up. That's how comfortable and confident I am that we can modify anything and make it work. I have missed a couple. Will I go over line and shark days? I will. Keep in mind, there are videos in the library that go over how to have a line and a shark day. Let me use that as a guide here before we get into We Fixed It, because we don't have a lot of recipes today. Let me get in this for you. Hang tight. I got to log out as this person. Let me find this information.
Travis,
Uh-huh.
while you're looking at that, could I go over real quickly? This is the first time I've done this 10-day reset, and I want to be sure that I'm got everything straight here. I know we start after tomorrow, so Sunday we eat, but we quit by 6. Monday it's liquids and supplements. Tuesday we eat but stop at 6. Wednesday liquids and supplement. Thursday, eat, stop at 6. Friday, liquids and supplement. Saturday, eat, stop at 6. Sunday, liquid and supplement. Monday, eat, stop at 6. Tuesday, liquid and supplements. And Wednesday, noon, we finish.
You would be going, if you do that, there's nothing wrong with that. You'd be going the extra mile.
Okay.
So the fasting days, when you're notating liquid and supplements, those fasting days, whatever time you cut off, it's best to cut off at 6. But whenever your last eating episode is, that's when you start the fast.
Okay.
So if Sunday you stop eating at 8, then you got to wait 36 hours and you can only have the liquid and the supplements.
Yes, and those things you've mentioned, that if we got in a fix there and needed something, we could have the other things. I've got that listed, but I also don't know. I looked at my kit from Advocare, and it doesn't tell me. I think you said the fiber at night, but I don't know when to take the other.
Okay, let me get some help here. So Lisa's going to post the link to the class notes.
Okay.
And just to bring you back to that, so there's a few things there that I want to correct. So going back to when you're going to have a fasting day, the evening before the fasting day, whenever your last meal is, that's when you start your 36-hour count. During that 36 hours, you said rightly, you can have the protein, you can have the liquid proteins, you can have approved beverages during your fasting time if you need them.
Yes.
Now, you had mentioned earlier that after this week, that even going into next week, that you would be fasting. You could do that, but the only days that we have to fast are Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay.
The other days you can have 2 or 3 whole food eating episodes. It's only 3 days over the 10 days that we're doing the 36 hours. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. It does. Thank you.
And then the other part, you had said the fiber. Okay, so the kit, make sure you can see this fiber packet.
Yes.
You can have it with an approved beverage. It's preferable that we do this in the morning.
Fiber in the morning. Okay.
Do it in the morning with approved beverage, and then you do the probiotics in the morning. that's the right time to do those two. And then before bed, probably a couple of hours, take two herbal cleanse tablets. Together, those are going to work in your system at night. It won't be a laxative effect. It will be like a scrubbing out of undigested matter. So this at night with some water.
That's wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to do that.
Yeah. I'm glad you asked because I want everybody to do it.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll be listening.
You got it. So then Kelly asked about lion and shark days, another great topic. So I'll do the quick version of lion and shark day. So for new people, we have what's called the perfect day. And the perfect day, after two of them were in EFB, that's all we have to do is have perfect days to reach our goal weight. If we're looking for better health or we have another situation or another goal, underneath that perfect day, there are specialized days. They're still going to yield to the overall rule set, but you have days where you can lose weight faster or you can create an autophagy response. So we have a great program that's based upon our daily state of mind, situation, goals, all that fun stuff. So lion and shark days are two type days that I come up with that I needed several years ago. So lion and shark days, I established those to go through a food elimination protocol where I could determine what plant-based foods or plant-based processed stuff was causing these autoimmune reaction I was having. I was getting these anytime I'd get stressed out, I'd get these itchy bumps on my elbow, which would have continued to turn into other things down the road, whether it be arthritis or whatever. So I knew I need to find out what the culprit is. So I started a food elimination protocol that was foods low in oxalates, low in lectins, all those things that could cause autoimmune. And meat, good quality meat cooked the right way, is non-toxic. So also during that time, the carnivore thing was becoming popular. And there's aspects of carnivorism I don't like. I don't think it's good long term, though it can be good in the short term. So I kind of took what I kind of fixed for myself. I kind of fixed carnivore days and I modified them to be a food elimination protocol and eliminate toxins. And then what I did, I stuck with lion and shark days for a full week. I dropped tons of weight, but more than anything, I felt so much better. I got undigested matter out of me. I felt better. I think that 7 days I lost 14 pounds of bloat. It was astonishing how well it worked, and my bumps cleared up. So I started adding back foods, and I determined that one of my favorite foods that's high in oxalates was causing this autoimmune distress, and it ended up being cabbage. Now I can eat cabbage again, but back then I was eating it every day as a freebie almost, either kraut or cabbage, and it's high in oxalates along with nuts and seeds. So I had to back off of those. So I got to determine through food elimination what was causing me a problem. As well, I like lion and shark days because you get to enjoy things we can't have on a regular perfect day. Does that make sense? So I can have full fat bacon. I can have full fat. I can have the good stuff. I don't have to eat things that are fat free, and I can have full fat cheese, but I have to follow another rule set in order to make it work. If I don't follow the right rule set, it's just like the other type days, I'll mess up. For example, if I'm having a lion or shark day and I'm coasting, let's say that for breakfast I had full fat Gouda cheese with eggs, and then for lunch I had 4 chicken wings. You still got to watch your calories. And then at night I had a piece of ribeye, the right portion. Let's say I had all of that stuff, and then that night I decide that I want some popcorn. Now I've messed that whole day up. I could normally have a popcorn, but normally I haven't eaten and ingested all that long chain fat. So if you start a lion day or a shark day, you got to stick with it. Now, here until that day's over, and then you have to have a 16-hour fast after your last eating episode. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay, so in your foundation library, you find shark foods, line foods. Shark foods is only adding seafood. The reason we have a separate day for that is some people have allergic reaction to seafood. So we segregated that list. Here, when I go to food library, it says tiger approved. Then we go to lion approved, and the list narrows. So here's your tier 1 foods. If you're doing food elimination, you need to stick to tier 1 foods. If you don't care about the discovering of toxic foods that may be causing you some issues, you can have tier 2 or tier 3. You'll lose weight good. These are low toxic plant-based foods, but when we can stick to the meat, we'll be better for that purpose of food elimination. But you can definitely add tier 2, tier 3 foods to a portion plate. One more thing, not only do you have to finish it up with a 16-hour fast, because you're going to be eating like ribs and higher, fattier foods, you have to control your calories. So what is our calorie for weight loss? What is our calorie management for the day? Ideal weight or desired weight times 8. So if I'm doing a line day and I'm trying to lose weight, let's say that I want to be 150 pounds, then I got to keep my line and shark foods under 1,200 calories that day. You don't have to worry about combinations. You're only looking at the tiers. Anything in any of those tiers, you can mix and match up to 3 eating episodes a day as long as you don't go over your calories. Does that make sense? It doesn't matter what you eat. You don't have to combine foods at all. And you still can have some plant foods like squash and cucumbers and mushrooms. And then there are videos in there that you can access that go over this more thoroughly. I love looking at a weekly timing chart that's diverse. So I have perfect days, I have efficient fat burning days, I have a line day mixed in there, a shark day mixed in there, a wow challenge mixed in there. Those are the folks that you see do really well. They've mastered the program and they know they can get up each day, and depending on their state of mind, situation, goals, they've got a day for the choosing. This is instead of a diet, this is all encompassing. So you don't have to go fall into a fad that you can't stick with for life. So let's say carnivorism is a fad. So you stick to that and it has some benefits, and then you get tired of it. You're not going back to an old lifestyle and gaining all your weight back. You're just falling right back into regular perfect days. Make sense to you all? It's so much fun to have the diversity and not have to go be fascinated with all these other diets. What we've done is we've held on to the good and eliminated and negated the bad to a great extent. Anybody else? Questions, comments?
Travis,
Uh-huh.
this is Diane.
Hey, Diane.
I got up there to more than 1,100 steps, and my walking and my right foot that I had to have surgery on swelled up real bad, and I had to back off. And I'm up to 5,000 again, and I'm going so slow, I guess. I didn't go to the doctor. I just put ice on it for several days and got it back down. But if it does it again, I'd have to go to my doctor that did the surgery on it. But I just wanted to let you know why I'm not getting in all my steps. It's because I'm having to take it easy on my ankle.
Yeah, I understand.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. We're doing our best. You don't ever have to apologize to me. We're just doing our best. And some days our best isn't the same as previous days. So we're doing our best and we're not giving up. We're not quitting. We're just going to get right back at it. Sometimes we have a setback, but that setback will propel you forward.
Sounds good.
We listen to our body. I know that I feel about things differently. Your body, your mind, it's going to do what it's going to do. And you'll get back at those steps. Just lean into the Spirit. Lean into the Spirit. Listen to the Spirit, not the mind and the body. It's one thing, y'all, to work through pain. We don't want to work through pain, but there's a difference. We get it confused sometimes. Discomfort is not pain. It's uncomfortable to my mind to do things I've never done before. It's uncomfortable to my body to walk 5,000 steps when I've never done it, but it's not painful. So we want to avoid pain and rest and recover, but when it's just discomfort, we want mentally to overcome that. Anybody else? All right. We have got, so we fixed it. Let me get this thing up here. We'll conversate. I always feel like, even though we have thousands of recipes in that library, this is good way to teach aspects of the program. Make sure that you watch the fast track videos, take the test, pass test to earn the badge. You would not believe how many disgruntled people there are that saying, no, I can't get any help. Nobody will help me. And I look and they've almost never watched the fast track videos. So we're just going to have a wasted conversation, because if we don't understand the basics of nutrition, can we really be successful or have a conversation? Not really. We have to understand the basics of nutrition. Number one, we got to get our water in so that we can have the proper chemical conversations. We've got a journal. If we bite it, we write it. We've got to eat in the right combinations to control insulin. We've got to eat in the right portions, up to 3 eating episodes a day. Breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, dinner for the Holy Spirit. We've got to do our timing. We've got to understand calorie deficit, insulin control, muscle preservation. Now we understand the basics and we can start helping you. We can start working through the challenges that you're having mentally and physically. Okay, you sent another copy. Let me get it. Hold on. She sent me an updated one. Let me try to get it if I can. Hang tight. All right. I think I got it now, Lisa. The updated one. Okay. So Danita has submitted lasagna with egg wraps. Sounds interesting. The picture looks good. Let's see what we got. So we've got 1.5 pounds of ground meat. I'm alarmed because it's not specific. We need to go on and fix this right away. What do we need to put here, y'all? I would, Kelly, just because. Yeah, well, I'm going ahead and glancing at this. It would be always best to put 96% lean ground meat, but I don't see any reason we couldn't do the 93. So I would put 96% lean ground meat, and then in parentheses, you can go as low as 93. Now, if I go to 93, what happens to the calories in this dish if I go to 93? Does anybody know? Watch this, everybody. I went from 96% lean, Cheryl, to 93. Do the calories go up a few points? What about this? They almost double. The calories just moving. Is that an eye-opener for y'all? Just moving from 96% lean to 93, the calories almost double. Now that sounds like it's impossible, but when they say 93%, 96, they're talking about by the weight of the package. And by the weight of that package, if it goes down to 90, it's 93% protein. It's not talking about by calories. That little slither of protein makes up most of the weight of that package. Remember, muscle takes up less space than fat. Do y'all remember that? Do that deductive reasoning, that reverse engineering. So muscle takes up a lot less space per pound than fat. Protein takes up a lot less space in the package than fat. Most of it most of a package that says 93% lean is the space is fat, and there's double the calories in a gram of fat. Do y'all see what happened there? So I can use 93, but I'm almost, not quite, but almost doubling the calories. Do you get that concept? %99 lean is about 120 calories for 4 ounces. 93% lean is over 200 calories. So those calories matter because if I consume them, they're not coming out of my fat stores. Salt's no problem, pepper's no problem, marinara's no problem. Ricotta cheese adding greatly to the calories. 1 egg adding to the calories. Dried oregano, parsley, garlic, onion. All this is good except the cheese. I would probably stick with, this is probably 4 servings. That's a lot of ricotta. I think we can go down on the ricotta, don't y'all? Let's go down to it because there's other cheese. I would suggest if you cooks have ideas, let me know. I would suggest that we go to a cup of ricotta. That way we're getting a 1/4 cup of ricotta per serving, still a lot of calories. Do y'all think that will work? You could swap low-fat or fat-free cottage cheese. You could try some yogurt. I don't know how it would turn out. You'd have to experiment. But anytime something calls for ricotta, if you'd rather have fat-free or reduced-fat cottage cheese, that's a good swap. Greek plain yogurt, good swap. But then you have to play with, is it enjoyable still? We don't want to eat things that aren't delicious. We want to eat deliciousness and lose weight, not deliciousness and gain weight. So I'm thinking low-fat cottage cheese or only a cup. Let's do 2 cups of low-fat cottage cheese, Lisa, or 1 cup of ricotta cheese. Then we've got 1 egg. We'll leave it because it's over 4 servings, I think. And so you're only talking about a few negligible calories because it's 1 egg over 4 servings. Everybody knows an egg 60 to 70 calories, 6 to 7 grams of protein. It's over several servings, not a big deal. There's no carbs. I'm not worried about it. Everything else looks on point. 2 cups of reduced fat mozzarella or fat-free mozzarella. And then we've got a good recipe. Maketh sense? Everybody good there? Egg life wraps are a category 1 wrap, no different than a tortilla. They don't hold together very well, but they are an approved wrap, and they're made of egg whites. You can find them at most grocery stores. It's called Egg Life Wraps. You could use, Lisa, we might want to put here, or any -2 or -3 wrap. Those are, instead of category 2 bread product tortilla, this is a category 1, if memory serves me correct, without looking at the library. You better check the library. Let's take a look. Somebody put that up there. Let's take a look. This is it. Egg Life. It's a -2 and it's a category 1. It says line or shark only. What that really means is this is your bread product, your mock bread product for a line or shark day. Does that make sense? But you can have it any type day. It's a category 1. So could I have some chicken fajita meat in this, and I would just be having a category 1 on my plate. So that's better than a bread product. Little nuance there that might help somebody. And then I lost my PowerPoint. Hang on. Y'all quiet today. All right. Everybody got that? I don't see anything wonky with the directions. We just need to change out the names of this stuff. But for those cooks here, I think that's going to work. Hearts of palm are fine. They're a category 2. You can have hearts of palm. Not sure how you're using them in this application, but however you want to use them, they're a category 2. Good one. Good one, Danita. Is everybody good with that one? I'm going to move on. Lisa's going to put this one in the recipe library when she can get to it. This would be a -1 recipe if we portion control it. Yes, ma'am, Cindy.
I had to step away. Is that the recipe that had the egg life wraps in it?
Yes.
Could that not almost be a line day? Because those are allowed in line days. Could that not almost be with a change or two? I don't know if we can have marinara. I can't remember. Could that also possibly be a line day recipe?
Everything is allowed except for the marinara.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Or otherwise it would be.
Okay.
And you're right, because of the egg life wrap. Grilled chicken with garlic parmesan. No name. It looks good. For the chicken, 2 boneless, skinless chicken breast. Excuse me. Olive oil, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, salt, and black pepper. What do we got to swap out there? I only see one thing. There you go, Paulette. MCT. Let's don't use the olive oil. We're at home cooking. We're not at a restaurant. Doesn't make sense for us not to make this all it can be. So we're ditching the olive oil and we're using MCT. Garlic Parmesan sauce is looking good. What do we need to do with that butter? Ghee. Then I got garlic, heavy cream, grated Parmesan. Not worried about any of that. So we've got chicken breast and MCT and now a nice sauce. If I control my portion, not worried about it. -1 recipe. Portion control it. That one's almost ready as it is. That looks delish, doesn't it? Yeah, heavy cream is not the best, but it's a 1/2 cup over 4 servings. So and it's going to really add to the flavor. So you're only talking about 1/8 cup. So it's negligible. Otherwise, I'd want to replace it, but it's not a lot. And it's going to really add some flavor value. You have to watch heavy cream, but the first thing I look at is how many servings. We're only talking about 1/8 cup per serving. Not bad at all. That's negligible. Oh, here's something else though. White rice. What have we got to replace that with? No. Riced cauliflower or miracle rice. Riced cauliflower or miracle rice. Then we're good. I would not use long grain brown rice because of the fat. I would not use white rice, obviously. Any questions about this? I see the rice under that photo now. It's sneaky.
Where do you find miracle rice?
Probably on Amazon or their website. It's a type of mushroom that's grated, kinda. Best I can remember. It's like shiitake or something usually. But some people don't like the taste of it. It just kind of absorbs the flavor of what you're preparing with it. Similar texture to rice. Riced cauliflower is my go-to. Miracle rice is fun too, though. Melody's asking, can I have fiber gourmet rice? You could. You could have that here. Or you could ditch the rice. Could you just ditch the rice and have it over broccoli? You sure could. The rice, we wouldn't say ditch the protein, but anytime you want to ditch the category 3 or 5 while you're in weight loss mode, It is not helping the recipe. We're just trying for weight loss, but it might add to the enjoyment of it. So if we're adding a 3 or 5 for the enjoyment, then we got to make sure we got enough protein and fiber to neutralize that out or not use it. Looks good. Looks like a beautiful dish. And that's it. Those are the recipes. Did I get them all, Lisa? Can you have fiber gourmet pasta? You may. You may have fiber gourmet pasta, explore cuisine pasta, spaghetti squash, any of those pastas. Carbonara. Watch your portion of carbonara. Is that it? Questions or comments before we go? Let's see, y'all are saying something. How do you feel, Sandra Davenport, would steam some broccoli and cauliflower to go? That would work, Sandra. Steaming broccoli or cauliflower to go under there. That would be great. How do you feel about Cool Whip, cottage cheese, hemp hearts, berries, high energy crumbles? You're asking about putting all that together, I think. Cool Whip, cottage cheese, hemp hearts, berries. If you did it in the morning and you use fat-free Cool Whip, you might get away with that. That's a lot of carbs. I would use fat-free or sugar-free. I guess it's fat-free Cool Whip, low-fat or fat-free cottage cheese. Be very sparse with the hemp hearts because you're adding carbs. Now you got some fat. Be sparse with it. Berries and put high energy crumbles. Better be real sparing just for texture. Hemp hearts and energy crumbles because you're adding them to a lot of sugary stuff. So control your portion and have it early in the day and you should be fine. I switched my Fitbit over to Google and it did not sync. Did anyone have to re-sign up for it to sync? Mine's not syncing either. You might have to try to resync it. I haven't checked into it. I just been adding mine manually. How can SF beans be combined with each other? Nancy, can you elaborate? How can the SF superfood beans, superfood beans, be combined with each other? You can combine any of the beans in the category 6. They're all similar profile. You can mix and match them, red beans, black beans, if that's what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean by bean salad. Okay. So superfood beans as a bean salad. We'd have to see what else is going in the beans. You're probably talking something like, I don't know, pico de gallo, something. We have to know the specifics of the carbs that you're putting in there and how you cooked your beans. If you're adding a lot of fat to the beans, we got to be careful with what else you add to those beans because they already have a fair amount of carbohydrate. So if you're adding carbohydrate on top of carbohydrate, we have to know, are you using ham to season and flavor? We would just have to see the recipe and then we can fix it. If you know the specifics of it, we can fix it today. Green beans are a category 2. Wax beans are a category 2. Celery is a category 2. Beans is a category 6. MCT, ACV, Italian seasoning, perfect as it is. Nothing needs to change there. 1.5 cups to 2 cups would be a meal. 3/4 of a cup you could have with any lean protein. Anybody else? Let's go over that again, just in case. Nancy's asking, can I make a bean soup or bean salad? Green beans, wax beans, celery, superfood beans, MCT, ACV, and Italian seasoning. There's nothing there to be worried about. Can we have a 6+2? That's all she's having is a 6+2 plus condiment. That's on our combination chart. So we only have to control the portion. Anybody else? Did you get anything out of today? If you're struggling, reach out to someone, especially in the group. The cavalry will come. Do not sit there and marinate in your mind and say, I don't have any help. Everybody's willing to help you. But now we do have to help ourselves. We have to go through fast track. Doesn't take long at all. Take the test, pass test, and earn the fast track badge. Kelly, Lisa, where do you want them to submit recipes these days? What is the best place for you since we have a small team? Any marinara sauce is approved. You need to watch the sugar content, and we just have to look at what's going with the marinara sauce. The marinara sauce is a category 3 or a condiment. So we have to see the full recipe. Marinara can be used in many different ways. It's not, is one approved? They most all are approved depending on the usage of it. Anybody else? We wouldn't want to eat it by itself, but we wouldn't normally do that anyway. We want it with an approved pasta or some 96% lean ground meat, or, it's a condiment, and almost all are approved. Cocktail sauce is simple. We just take reduced sugar ketchup and horseradish and mix that up, and we'll come up with a great cocktail sauce. You want it hotter, spicier, add more horseradish. You want it sweeter, add more ketchup. That's how I do it. I don't buy cocktail sauce. I just take my ketchup, my horseradish, and mix. Usually add a little more horseradish and start dipping. Got another one that just come through on Skype, a recipe. Let me go to it. Let's see how we're going to do this. So we have got 6 large. Here's what we're looking at. This here. Let's see. We've got 6 large eggs, cottage cheese, Parmesan, salt, black pepper, garlic, herbs. So let's start here. We got to go low-fat cottage cheese or fat-free cottage cheese to save some calories. Just because it says fat-free doesn't mean it's high in sugar. Most low-fat or fat-free cottage cheese is not high in sugar. None of it that I've seen. So I would do fat-free or low-fat. Let's save calories where we can. I'm not worried about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan. I've got the whole eggs and tomatoes, a little bacon or sausage. So with the cheese, I think you got to go fat-free mozzarella, fat-free cheddar, or reduced fat. I think you got to do that. I think you'll be okay crumbling up the approved bacon or sausage. You're just crumbling some up, it looks like. I might consider going 2 eggs and 12 egg whites. Serves 2 to 4. Let me back that off. Let me back up. Serves 2 to 4. Now, I'm not worried about the eggs. I'm not worried about it. So eggs, fat-free or low-fat cottage cheese, everything else is on point if I can control my serving. It sounds like that's what you done. The rest is instructions. So we're okay with the eggs because it's only 1 or 2 eggs a piece or an egg and a half a piece. Low fat or fat-free cottage cheese. Not much Parmesan per serving. Everything here is fine. It's a good meal. Control the portion. And I would say it's probably a -1 because of the fat. Does that make sense? You could add some bacon bits, a little bit of bacon, a little bit of sausage crumbles. Just be careful with that. I think you're good. Angela says that was very good. Delicious. Anybody else? Yes, we will put that in the library. That's a good one. You can always see the most recent added recipes in the recipe section. Show the instructions again, okay? So we've got if you want to screenshot the ingredients, the instructions, anybody else, you're welcome. Is everybody enjoying the program, getting good results, happy? Any parting questions? Angela said that made 3 servings. That was awesome. It looks delicious. Looks easy too. All right, we'll close out in prayer. Love y'all in the Lord. Lots of stuff coming up. We've got Fat Camp. We've got the new bodybuilding program. We've got faith-driven orientation. So lots coming up to get us ready for summer. All right. Thanks, Betty. Thanks, everybody. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in the earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day, Lord, our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Thank y'all. 2 weeks away, Cheryl's reminding us. 2 weeks away, April the 12th, Cartersville Civic Center. Can't wait to see y'all. Thanks for all you're doing with that, Cheryl. Bye, everybody.